Hello from Chile!
Hi, we are from the International School Nido de Águilas in Chile. We're sorry we couldn't make it because of the earthquake, but we're really lucky that we're safe and fine, whereas other people in the country are suffering greatly. We hope you have a great conference.
Hello, my name is Lauren Kay, and I'm from Nido de Águilas in Santiago, Chile. Should animal testing be accepted in modern society? The conflicting views towards the value of animal life make this a hot topic for debate, a debate which has slowed down the progress of scientific innovation. Without animal testing, we can have little to no progress in understanding different aspects of our own biology. Are we ready to neglect the study of new vaccinations and drugs, allowing people to suffer and die, just out of distaste towards the use of a guinea pig as a guinea pig? Bioethics is a field which allows our community to question the balance between responsibility and progress. As without responsibility, we only obtain a hollow progress. But without progress, we neglect our responsibility to push the frontiers of knowledge to provide for our society. Think of the products you use in your household every day. Your Listerine mouthwash, your brother's Huggies, and the tape that holds the posters to your wall have all been tested on animals. More importantly, your polio, smallpox, and hepatitis vaccines have all been animal tested. If animal testing is banned, then so many items we use in our homes would be impossible to use. This is because most of these items have been tested on animals or used animal testing during their assembly. Many products, such as cosmetics, drugs, food additives, and supplements, have been previously tested on animals prior to distribution. It is regrettable that this progress is achieved at the price of a life. You probably have seen the results of a test gone wrong, then the effects it has on experimental subjects. Pictures and videos published about animal testing compel us to feel sympathy for these laboratory animals. However, our first and most priority and responsibility is the protection of human welfare. During experimentation, scientists minimize the number of animals used by testing whenever possible. Distress and pain in these experimental subjects is kept to an absolute minimum. Laws provide test animals with as much welfare as possible. This includes imposing limits on pain and suffering, inspections of facilities and procedures, and humane standards of care. The Institutional Animal Care and Use Committee of the United States of America has established that each institution must follow a specific protocol, which must include, first, a justification for using animals, the number of animals to be used, and the species chosen. Second, the procedures or drugs to eliminate or minimize pain and discomfort. Third, a description of the methods and sources used. And lastly, a description of the search used to ensure that the experiment does not unnecessarily duplicate previous research. Does this not show the measures taken to minimize the amount of suffering that test animals are exposed to? We must also consider that animal testing helps ensure the safety of drugs. Drugs in particular carry a significant danger with their use, but animal testing allows researchers to initially measure and determine the safety of drugs before making them available to the general public. Without these safety tests, it would be impossible to ensure that these products are safe for our consumption. This reduces human harm and saves human lives, not simply from avoidance of the dangers of drugs, but because drugs themselves save lives as well as improve the quality of human life. What other alternatives would we have if animal testing was not allowed? Not testing new pharmaceutical products on animals is highly dangerous. Scientists would have to revert to testing the thousands of different compounds on human participants. Doing this would be highly time-consuming, dangerous, and unethical, as most compounds would not be effective, and some might cause illness or even death. Animals are the best way to test vaccines and drugs, because it would be unethical to give a human a vaccine and then inject them with an illness. There are no viable alternatives to testing pharmaceutical products except animal testing. Scientists already use in vitro studies and computer models. Animal testing only comes after these tests have been performed. If a drug fails either test, it will not be given to animals. The result of distributing untested drugs to patients has fatal consequences. Let me tell you a story which illustrates the destruction that untested drugs can cause. A drug company in Tennessee decided to develop a liquid form of a sulfa drug that would appeal to children. This drug took a well-tested sulfa drug, mixed it with a sweet-tasting liquid that would appeal to children, and sold it as elixir sulfanilamide. The pleasant-tasted liquid in elixir contained alethine glycol, a sweet-tasting poison that is the main ingredient in antifreeze. Alethine glycol poisoning causes kidneys to fail, so that toxins and fluids are not excreted from the body. Eventually, the amount of toxin buildup is so great that it overwhelms the body and causes death. This incident killed 107 people in the United States, mostly children, before it was pulled from the store shelves. This shows the importance of testing the safety of all drugs before they are sold to the public. Unfortunately, children around the world continue to be poisoned with ethylene glycol-containing medicines in countries where the drug testing is not as controlled as other parts of the world. Recent deaths among children due to ethylene glycol-containing medicines include 33 children in India, 47 in Nigeria, 88 in Haiti, and 200 in Bangladesh. As long as animal testing is used to help improve health and have positive results, then it must be permitted in today's society. A survey conducted by the American Medical Association indicates that 99% of all active physicians in the United States believe that animal research has given rise to medical advancements. In fact, about 97% of all physicians also supported the continuous use of animals in clinical and basic research. Animal testing is able to aid researchers in finding drugs and treatments to improve health and medicine. Right now, scientists use animals to test insulin, antibiotics, vaccines, but also to develop cures and treatments for cancer and HIV. Because health research is dependent on animal testing as a means of creating more and better treatments, animal testing must be considered a necessary step for improving human health. Animal testing used for biomedical research is one of the most important areas of scientific research because it deals with exploring and discovering solutions for illnesses. Drugs created by these testing procedures can be used to treat human health conditions. An important area of biomedical research is genetics, where the use of animal testing helps researchers to study numerous diseases. The procedures include having an animal genetically modified so that they will have a certain gene changed, added, or removed artificially to create a specific disorder. In this situation, researchers can study the disease, manipulate other variables, or develop potential drugs to treat the condition. An example of using this method to study a disease would be in the case of diabetes. Did you know diabetes is one of the highest killing epidemics in the developed world? Every minute, 6 people die of diabetes, making it the cause of over 4 million deaths per year. With this knowledge about the nature of diabetes, researchers are able to experiment on ways to solve this disease through the use of animal testing, in order to gain clues about how the disease develops and affects the body. Solving this disease requires knowing more about the genetic aspect. It is necessary to solve because any clues about this disease will impact a huge number of sufferers with the condition. Another crucial research area within genetics is cancer, where scientists look at mice which carry similar mutations that humans carry, all linked to the development of cancer. Through research, more is being discovered about cancer every day, and the possibility to finding new ways to solve the disease is closer than ever. In the past, animal testing has resulted in many necessary discoveries in the medical field, which range from helping to develop vaccines against diseases such as measles, rabies, and the mumps, to experiments for finding drugs to fight effects of HIV and cancer. In addition to discovering pharmaceutical drugs, animal testing also helped discover different surgical procedures. Operations on animals have helped to develop organ transplants and open heart surgery techniques. Without the ability to perform animal testing, we would not have many of the procedures and drugs we have today. What needs to be evaluated now is how much the person weighs the life of a human in comparison to that of an animal. Yes, the loss of lives of the testing animals is regrettable. But in the end, if the final product can be used to save lives, can these actions not be justified or at least forgiven? Laboratory animals are not only crucial to understanding diseases, they are also essential in evaluating the safety of drugs and many other substances. In the future, more effort can be placed in reducing the number of animals used in experiments, refining procedures to minimize pain and distress in experimental subjects, and replacing experiments involving whole animals with alternative and accurate testing models. I believe that until a proven alternative for testing medical material is available, we must allow animal testing to be permitted in today's society to ensure the safety and well-being of humans. Thank you.